Big tech is dead. And the reason big tech is dead is because big tech treats people very, very terribly. Welcome back to the Trevor Report. Let's read stuff right now from the Post Millennial. Let's go. FBI director admits TikTok is a national security concern. So the FBI now agrees with Trump because Trump is the God Emperor, and the God Emperor is always right. Anyway, FBI Director Chris Wray raised national security concerns on Friday about TikTok, warning that control over the popular video sharing program is in the hands of the Chinese government, and that doesn't share our values. Yes. Now, we could read further. But the question regarding TikTok, the fundamental question regarding TikTok is this: does American law apply to Chinese corporations? And the answer to that is, well, okay, when it comes to matters of law, it is about power. So if the United States asserts enough power and says TikTok is now officially banned, which, by the way, completely in favor of TikTok being banned, and you should be in favor of TikTok being banned too, and I'm going to tell you precisely why. But if it gets banned, okay, well, the talk right now is to have it get banned on federal is to ban TikTok for federal workers, like while they're working, but that's exactly what should happen. TikTok is basically just glorified Chinese spyware. Read the terms of service for TikTok. It's why I don't use TikTok at all. I refuse to use TikTok. Absolutely refuse. But anyway, let's continue. Ray told an audience at the University of Michigan's Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy that he was concerned about the ability of the Chinese government to control the app's recommendation algorithm, quote, which allows them to manipulate content and, if they want to use it for influence operations, the Associated Press reports. Let's also continue with this article from The Atlantic. One little thing, though. There's a huge beginning section that is very upper middle class journo bougie nonsense. So I'm just gonna skip way down to about right here. Okay. People have always found ways to get paid for the content online. So, wait, no. That's not it. There's this really great part somewhere in the middle relating to Mark Zuckerberg. Where the hell is it? Like, I have it in this video's script to read this part out. Where the hell is it? Oh, whatever. Here it is. Gen Z's relationship with Instagram is much like millennials' relationship with Facebook. Begrudgingly necessary. Cassie Lewis, a youth culture consultant who writes the youth culture newsletter After School, told over email. So, in other words, the author of this article follows something, and it gave her an idea to write an article about it. But it's whatever. It's apt though. Quote: they don't want to be on it, but they feel it's weird if they're not. In fact, recent Piper Sandler survey found that of 14,500 teens surveyed across 47 states, only 20% name Instagram as their favorite platform. TikTok came first, followed by Snapchat. Well, TikTok's about to be gone, and so all the people who are basically like, I like scrolling, my precious. Right, Lord of the Rings reference if you don't get that. But anyway, simply being on Instagram is very different from actively engaging with it. Participants means throwing pictures into the void, which is why it's become kind of cringe. To do so earnestly suggests a blith unawareness of your surroundings, like shouting onto the phone in public. In other words, Instagram is giving us the ick, the feeling when a romantic partner or crush does something small but unnoticeable, like wearing a fedora that immediately turns you off forever. Bougie nonsense. Like that was put there just to reach the word count for SEO stuff, basically. But anyway, quote, people who aren't influencers only use Instagram to watch other people make big announcements. A former full-time Instagram influencer told me over the phone, quote, my close friends who aren't influencers, they haven't posted in like 2 years. As is always the case, the ick came about quite suddenly. Things were going great for Instagram until they weren't. In 2014, the app hit 300 million monthly active users, surpassing Twitter for the first time. The Instagram Stories feature was introduced in 2016 and outpaced the original from Snapchat 1 year later. But although Instagram now has 2 billion monthly users, it faces an existential problem. What happens when 18 to 29-year-olds, who are most likely to use the app at least in America, age out or go elsewhere? Last year, the New York Times reported that Instagram was privately worried about attracting and retaining the new young users that would sustain its long-term growth, not to mention whose growing shopping potential is a catnip to advertisers. TikTok is already more popular among many young American teens, plus a series of algorithm changes and some questionable attempts to copy features from other apps have disenfranchised many of the users who are sticking around. It goes into further detail, but here's a good part of the article right here. Of course, these are bad times for many social media platforms. Facebook and Snapchat are struggling too, to say nothing of Twitter. At least historically, all social media platforms eventually become irrelevant and obsolete, but I'm optimistic that won't be the case, Lewis said. Quote, I don't know that Instagram has what it takes to maintain relevancy as long as it has, like email, but I do think a social media platform could pull this off. Transformation is natural for social platforms. Instagram's fading fortunes might not mean the end of the app, but rather a reprisal of our relationship to it, some blogger says, or whatever. Anyway, point being, no one wants to be on Instagram because Instagram sucks, and I agree. And the reason Instagram sucks is precisely because there's 2 billion people. Okay, contrary to what neocons and neolibs say in the neocon-neolib uniparty, there is such a thing as too big to fail. Case in point, Twitter. Fauci says he had nothing to do with school closures. Now, this is from Post-Millennial Clips, but in this video right here, Fauci says that his daughter was working with Twitter for content moderation during the whole COVID thing. Like this is just beyond, like, this isn't corruption, or sorry, this isn't negligence. This is corruption. This is blatant, flat out corruption. Okay, if I heard that there was some country in the Middle East or some third world country, let's say, and they had everything that went on in 2020 and 2021 that happened in the United States, and I was more of a neocon, I'd be like, oh man, we should. Oh, oops, did not mean to do that. Hope that doesn't mess with the audio later. But anyway, if I was a neocon, or a member of the neocon-neolib uniparty, and I saw what was happening to the United States, and I was in another country, and I was in a position to invade, and I was a neocon, I'd invade. But I'm not a neocon. I'm a monarchist, and I like to stick with my own stuff, you know. But anyway, but here's the thing. It's not social media that's over. It's big tech that's over. Getter is like this... it's amazing. I love Getter. Okay, ignore the low follower count. I'm building it back up. My old Getter account got hacked, but this is about like 3-4 weeks of like spending like an hour a day trying to grow it completely organically. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'll be at 1,000 followers in a few months, like on this, like easy, you know. So that's fine. But the point I'm trying to make with this is that Getter is a really cool place. You can pin your posts just like you can on you could pin your posts just like you can on Instagram. Well, Getter is basically a hybrid of Instagram and Twitter. Okay, we go to Vision. Right here, and it's basically just like TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Visions, but it's truly global, and it doesn't seem, and based on like all the based on everything, it doesn't look like there's an algorithm. It looks like it's just people throw videos into the void, and it either gets traction or it doesn't get traction. Here's one of my Trump memes, Trump anime memes that I like making. That's just on the explore page. But look at all this, you know. Like, this is just a bunch of random stuff. Like, yeah, you get the occasional like TikTok whore that's here, but like they're also on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, and on like YouTube Shorts. They're just everywhere. You can't ignore them. What I do is I type women space coffee mug. I hit enter. Comment below if you get that. But anyway, vote with your wallet. Getter is better. You know. But anyway, in the meantime, my name is Trevor Brown. You should watch Trevor Report. Do click the link tree down below in the description. Okay, so you get the full show notes. You could get a bunch of affiliate products to support me. But not only do these products support me, these products can sort of help me help you. I'm gonna have a few more links down below in that description as well, including a draft that I'm making. Well, not a draft. It'll be a finished product, but I'm currently drafting my step-by-step process to make $1,000 a month on social media, regardless of your following. Okay, and so I'm going to put the step-by-step project down there. I'm just going to put that in the description. You get show notes in the description. There's a AI that trades crypto for you. Okay, PyNX, got that in the description. 3 months free with NordVPN. Social media services business where I help you become 100% cancel culture proof, 100% censorship proof, because I am 100% cancel culture proof and 100% censorship proof. Okay, and I offer that service to people, including video editing, thumbnail generation, etc. But in the meantime, again, click the link down below in the description. All previous Trevor Reports link down below in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.